But he's such a selfish person.
They lived and loved together for 8 years until the Camaro came into their lives.
You have the Camaro.
Correct, Your Honor.
You have the stereo.
Correct, Your Honor.
She has the Visa bill and fond memories of you. And you put the car in whose name?
Joint.
That's at least one smart thing that you did.
Yeah.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judy Sheindlin. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy.
Parties on Creech versus Daniels. Step forward, please.
Susan Creech is suing Thomas Daniels, her 48-year-old live-in lover of 8 years. Susan says Daniels left her just a month after she bought him a Camaro. Daniels, a driver by occupation, took the car with him.
Order, all rise. Quiet, please, all rise. Your Honor, number 20 on the calendar in the matter of Creech versus Daniels. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
All right, Miss Creech, you were in a relationship with this gentleman for about 7 years, according to your complaint.
Yeah.
And towards the end of that relationship, you say you lent him money to buy a car.
Right.
$4,000 to buy the car and another $1,100 for what?
For stereo and an alarm.
And how much after you made this loan to him did you separate?
About a month and a half.
You couldn't tell that there was handwriting on the wall?
No.
No?
No, I guess he could, but I couldn't.
You, sir, say that this was a gift.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
So,
Not.
tell me how it came about.
Okay. We had a car that we bought together, a Trans Am that we were going to sell.
A Trans Am?
The deal was he came home on March 28th and he took off with the car.
Which
Trans
car?
Am. The Trans Am with his friend, supposedly to show it to somebody to sell. But actually, it went down to another woman's house. And so then he, the next morning, he took off with the Camaro.
Just a minute. How did we get to the Camaro? I want to know how you bought the Camaro.
I bought it with, my dad died and he left me some money. And it was in a separate account with my name on it. And I wrote the check to the company.
How did you
in
find
cash.
this Camaro?
Oh, we were shopping for parts at a wreckage company and they had the car for sale. And it was
This
a
was
good
about
deal.
a month before you separated.
Right.
So,
It was on
what was the
Valentine's
conversation
Day.
like when you saw this car?
Well, we were looking at the car and he said, God, this is a good deal for $4,000 and it's 10 years younger or older, younger than what I already have. And so I said, well, let's think about it, because at the time he had quit his job and he wasn't working. And I said, if you get a job, then we'll get the car. Well, Monday came, he told me he had a job, which was a big lie. And then he
What
went
did he
back
say
to
to you?
his
He got a job doing what?
driving a truck like he always does.
And you were living together at this time?
Yeah.
And you lived together the entire 7-year period?
On and off.
Okay, go ahead.
So anyway, on Thursday, the previous Thursday, he told me I have a job and I start Monday. So I believed him like an idiot. And Monday came and went, and so did the job. And then he went in and he has a drinking problem. He went in and he told me they decided not to accept me because, you know, the insurance wouldn't accept him.
What do you mean?
Well,
you
when
mean
you
the
have-
insurance for the trucking job?
Right, because he had a DUI like 10 years ago on his record.
Okay.
So, but the time was a little fishy, like when he left to when he went to this job. So amazing, he comes back to San Jose, and he got his old job back, where he always gets it back. You know what I mean? Because when he works well. It's when he doesn't work, he drinks. So we got the job back, and started driving the truck. But I never got any money back.
Just a
ever.
second. I still didn't hear how you bought the car.
Oh, then we went back to where this, you know, car was for sale, and he had a job, and I wrote the check, and the deal was he was supposed to be paying me back some money, but the money never came.
Now, when you got the car, you paid for the full amount. Is that
Yes.
right? So far, is that correct, sir?
Paying for the full amount, it is, Your Honor.
Okay. And you put the car in whose name?
Jointly.
Joint?
Joint.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, so far, that's at least one smart thing that you did.
Yeah, once in my life, yeah.
Okay. And then a month later, you separated.
Right.
But he also wanted a stereo in the car and an alarm.
Well, a week or two after that, we went down to this place where we had bought stereos and alarms before and just had to put in. I put it on the Visa. It was $1,100. So that's how.
So this was 2 weeks before you separated.
We bought the car on the 14th of February, and we bought the stereo on the 22nd of February,
And when did you separate?
the 29th of March.
Not a long time.
No.
So now you've got a
new
nice
car.
new Camaro with a stereo and an alarm.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what caused you to separate?
Her story is pretty well to the point. There's a few things that are just kind of a little iffy on that. For one thing, the other car is a 76 Pontiac Firebird, not a Trans Am. There's a difference. Okay. And another thing, the part about getting a job never came up in
Let's start about the part about the car.
That is
The car.
such a lie.
Car.
Okay.
You
Car.
are such a liar.
Car. Miss
Why
Creech.
would I buy a
Miss
car
Creech.
if he had no job
Miss Creech.
to pay me back? Such a liar.
Are we done?
No, we're
Yeah,
not done.
Miss Creech.
We're done.
If you want to talk to him, you go outside. If you want to talk to me, you can stay here.
Okay.
Thank
Is
you.
that fair?
Sure.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
7 years of this. Anyway, what I'm saying is there was no contract. We went to get parts for my car.
No contract with whom?
Her and I.
Let me have. You think that there should have been a contract
No,
between
no, no,
the
no,
two
no,
of you?
no. There shouldn't have been a contract because there was no question in my mind
That what?
that we were buying a car and it was going to be my car. She can't. Can you drive a stick?
Just a second.
Can you? She can't drive a stick, Your Honor.
What does that got to
Listen
do
to
with
me.
anything?
Listen to me. She said that you were buying this car because you were going to sell the old car that you had.
That's perfectly correct.
I know, because that's what you put in your answer.
Right, but the thing is, there was no time that I was going to sell the car. I said, I'm going to sell the car, which doesn't mean I had a buyer for it. The car is for sale right now.
The car's in Riverside.
Just a second. Shh.
The car has a for sale sign on it right now, Your Honor, in Riverside, at this young lady's house.
Yeah.
Okay? The
Why
car-
do you think? And you have, so
sorry.
you have both cars.
Yes.
Just let me understand this. Let me just put on my thinking cap and understand this whole thing. You have the Pontiac, right?
Correct, Your Honor.
You have the Camaro.
Correct, Your Honor.
You have the stereo.
Correct, Your Honor.
You have the alarm.
Correct, Your Honor.
She has the Visa bill.
Correct.
Right, just
Your
a
Honor.
second. She has the Visa bill. She has the Visa bill. She has the check stub for $4,000 and fond memories of you. That's what she has. You think that that's fair?
Your Honor.
No. Your Honor, I know who I am. Do you think that that's fair?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Why did you break up, sir?
I
That's
told
my
her
point.
either he goes or I go.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Thomas Daniels says his former live-in, Susan Creech, is mad because he left her after 8 years. Susan says he left with the Camaro she paid for.
So how are we going to make it fair, sir?
Well, if I can convince you that I...
Order.
You asked me a question earlier about
If you could convince me what?
if I can convince you that there was no she bought this Friday we went and took a look at the car. We didn't talk about the car all weekend long. Monday she goes, do you want to go and let's go and get your car? And I never mentioned it to her. Not one word did I say to her. Friday we talked about it. We discussed it. I said, I'll put the Firebird up for sale.
Just a
Finally-
minute. Let's go back.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yup.
Gotcha.
You said, you discussed it, and you said, I'll put the Firebird up for sale. Whatever we get to the Firebird, we can put towards this, and then we will pay it off.
No.
No.
No. I said I would put the Firebird up for sale.
For what?
Huh? Well, I can't drive both cars, Your Honor.
And what are we going to do with the money that you got from the Firebird?
Okay.
Oh,
we
not
had a
okay.
joint. We
Not
had a joint.
okay.
We
Answer
had,
my
Your Honor,
question.
we had a joint account.
Just a second.
My checks went with her account. Her checks went in her account. Okay. She had all
My
the Visa
check, just a
cards.
second. My checks, you just said, went with her account,
You're damn right,
and her check,
Your Honor. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
my checks went in her account, and her checks went in
Her account.
her account.
Joint.
We had a joint account. Okay.
So that all the checks went together.
Right. Who had
You
it
were going to sell the Firebird
and put it back
in the joint account.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's okay. So that you have money to pay for the visa, the $1,100 paying
Very
off the
good.
visa, and all that stuff.
Right.
Right? Just a minute. Am I right so far?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, then you didn't sell the Firebird, and I am correct. She has the memories and the bills, and you have the cars and the stereo.
Correct.
So then what's the problem?
Miss Creech,
Yes.
I don't see, quite frankly, sir, that there's any problem. You bought this car, and there was an understanding, a 7-year relationship, there was an understanding that you were going to use this car together. Evidently, you did the driving. She was the passenger in the car most of the time when you traveled together. You were going to have one car. You were going to sell the Firebird. You were going to have the Camaro, right?
She has her own car, Your Honor.
That's true, but I also have my own vehicles, which I drive.
She can't drive my car, Your Honor. She knew going into this deal, going into this proposition, that it was a stick, Your Honor. She can't drive a stick.
He always buys cars that have sticks. Every
They're-
single car
they're my
he's ever
vehicles.
owned. But
Just a second, if you buy, they're your vehicles, if you buy them, she bought this one, and you
With
say it was...
our money, Your Honor.
What do you mean with our- just a minute,
It was
she
a
says-
joint account. It was a joint account, Your Honor. It was our money.
Just a second.
My money went in there also. It was not just her money.
Hold on. $4,000. She said this $4,000 came from a
In 7 years' time, I
I'm
have
not
worked
talk-
more than $4,000, Your Honor.
no, we're not
Oh,
I
talking
have
just a
put
minute.
money in this bank.
no,
Just
no.
a second. Talking about the $4,000
Right.
that she took out of an account. Did she take that out of your joint account?
No.
No.
Well, then that wasn't your joint money.
Funny, we
We're
had
not
no
going
money
back
in
to
it,
the,
huh?
Listen, sir, we're not going back to the year of the flood. You were together 7 years. You ate a lot of meals during those 7 years.
Drank a lot
you
of
paid a lot
beer.
of rent. You whatever. She says you drank a lot of booze.
Lots.
Whatever it was, you lived over that 7 years. And you can't say, well, I must have given her $4,000 over that 7 years. That doesn't sound right to you. This
No.
$4,000, she says, came out of a probate account when someone in her family died and left her some money.
Right.
But is it your position that she bought you these things as a gift as a gift?
As a gift.
Why? Because she loved you?
Yeah.
And because she thought you were going to be together?
And we thought, yeah.
Okay. So that dream lasted another 4 weeks after she bought
But there's
you
a
this
lot
stuff.
more to it, Your Honor.
I know. I'm not interested in what happened 6 years ago and 5 years ago. What I want to know, sir, is what was the precipitous for your breaking up 4 weeks after you bought this car?
Okay, Your Honor,
That's me.
she has a son, a 19-year-old son who does not work, has been graduated out of school, does nothing more than run around with gangs, does nothing more than get stopped for, wait a minute, doesn't get stopped for tagging, gets thrown in jail for tagging. I've told her that she goes to work at 11 o'clock at night. I stay home and sleep.
Why did you break up, sir?
I
Get to
told
the
her
point.
either he goes or I go. Okay? He was staying. I said, hasta la vista. And I left.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
As long as I never have to see or hear from you again, I'm happy.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ex-lovers Susan Creech and Tom Daniels are fighting over the Camaro she bought just before they broke up.
2 weeks after I'm gone, she kicks him out of the house and then says to me, well, you were right.
Not 2 weeks.
Just a second.
She says,
Hold
you're
it.
right, you're right.
Right.
I said, but what did it take me leaving the house for? Because we've been fighting about it for months, literally months. And it got to the point where I just said, hey, I'm beating my head against the wall. I come home here and try and get a good night's sleep, and all I'm doing is listening to boom boxes at 2:30 in the morning. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go down there, and I got tired of threatening the kid. Okay? Doesn't prove that I'm a big man because I can threaten a 19-year-old kid. All right?
So
I got
why-
tired of it.
So why are you angry with her?
Angry with her?
Shh. Yeah, why are you angry with her? You gave her a
Because
choice.
I gave her all the warnings
No,
in
no,
the world.
let
Your
her-
Honor, I gave her all the warnings in the world. I said, look, either he goes or I go. I gave her 30 days. 30 days came and passed. I gave her 60.
You have
What was I
children?
going to do?
You have children?
Do I have children?
I-
Of my
why you
own,
keep
yes.
Why do you keep repeating
Yes,
my
Your Honor.
questions?
I do.
How old are your children, sir?
21, 27, and 16, I guess.
What do you mean you guess?
I don't see them.
You don't see them.
No,
Why is that?
I don't see my children.
Well,
That's not fair.
then let me suggest this to you, sir. It's very difficult for a parent, in this case a mother, to be faced with an ultimatum, even from a maid of 7 years, that says it's either your son or me. When you say you got 30 days to choose your son or me, even though he's a pain in the neck, listen, that's not an easy choice for a mother to make. She clearly cared for you. She cared enough for you, and she doesn't look like a lady who's got money coming out of every pore. So she clearly cared enough for you to go out and say, you want this car, you really like it, here's $4,000, I'm going to buy this car because I know it will make you happy if we have this car. And you also like a nice stereo in the car, I'm going to take money out for that too, so that you can have a nice stereo in the car. So she's clearly a lady who cared for you. But when you tell her you got 30 days to choose between him or me, even if this son of hers is a real royal pain in the rump, which I believe he probably is.
He was.
Right? Because
So was
afterwards you told him out. Right. It's not easy to accept that kind of ultimatum from anybody when it comes to a child.
Well, the problem was, though, he had plenty of chances. He's done some really choice things in his life. I felt like I was giving everybody chances. But he's such a selfish person, he has to have everything to himself. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not a very difficult decision to make. You left, you had been having problems, according to your statement, Mr. Daniels, for months with regard to this boy.
So why did he take both cars? I'd like to know why.
I wasn't planning on leaving one to have it trashed.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on. How about the
Mr. Daniels,
how about the
Mr.
Firebird?
Daniels.
How about the Fiaro? How about the Fiaro? Who keyed the Fiaro?
Me.
Thank you. I'm going to leave a Pontiac sitting there by itself, Your Honor.
Why would I?
For this woman to key up again?
Mr. Daniels,
Doesn't make any
Mr.
sense.
Daniels,
It still wasn't her car.
Why didn't you leave her the Camaro?
Pardon me?
Because he wanted the
Just a
best
second.
car.
What word didn't you understand?
I wanted the Camaro.
Because he
Yeah,
was
but just a...
Good.
You wanted the Camaro, Mr. Daniels, but she paid for it. I want, but she paid for it. If you were leaving after 4 weeks, it seems to me a little disingenuous of you, sir, to leave and take a car that she had just purchased for you.
Judge Judy is ready to rule. Need help in a divorce dispute? Call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think she bought, and I keep saying bought this car for you to use because she had faith that your relationship was going to continue?
Yeah, I'm sure she had.
Ah, okay. It's no different a situation to me, sir, from somebody giving somebody an engagement ring. And it's always been my position that when a man buys a woman an engagement ring, that's given under a sort of a contract that they have, that they will be together and that they will marry. And in the event that that marriage does not take place, it has always been my position that the ring has to go back to the man. Now, a lot of women say, listen, he gave that to me, it was a gift. But the gift was given with the intention, that ring was given with the intention of the marriage taking place. When that doesn't happen, the contract is over. This car was bought in contemplation of the two of you being together. Maybe if you had been together for 20 years, I would say, well, you know, you were together for 20 years after you bought this car, so that was sort of fulfilled. But there is something that doesn't sit right with me here that you left in a month's time, taking the car, the stereo, as well as the alarm. The alarm should have gone off in your head. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
Is there a way that you can make him bring the other car up from Riverside? Because he wants me to go down and get it.
Madam, let me explain something to you. You've just told me this man drinks. He is selfish.
True.
He's self-centered. He gave you an ultimatum with regard to your child, right?
True.
He perhaps has not been totally faithful to your relationship.
Big time.
Big time?
Big time.
You just won a
You're right.
judgment for $5,000. What do you want a 20-year-old Pontiac for? Right?
True.
Perfect. $5,000 for the plaintiff.
I desire excuse, you may step out.
On the next Judge Judy.
He just doesn't like to tell the truth. That's all. I don't know what else.
That's
to
your
say.
opinion.
He has no conscience. He has no
That's your
heart.
opinion.
That is my opinion.
Okay, that's not my opinion.
That's okay. He asked me.
As long as I never have to see or hear from you again, I'm happy, all right? I had a drunk driving ticket in 1989.
And he's been drinking
Since that
ever
time,
since.
I've not had a ticket since. I have a
Luckily.
perfect drive.
Luckily.
You want to speak for me or what?
No, luckily.
Why don't you just hush?
Most of the time he's quitting his job. Most of the time he's philandering. Am I lying, Thomas?
It's your tail.
Am I lying,
It's
Thomas?
her tail.
Yeah, okay.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, I have no more to say. She can be
Good.
speaking for me.
No problem.
She's done it for 7 years. Why should she not do it now?
He screamed, screamed, screamed.
Their cars collided on Sunset Boulevard.
Bam! Mr. Bull over here smashes me. He says, I saw my boyfriend on Highland Avenue with another man.
You weren't there, were you?
Maybe.
What does that mean, maybe? You don't know whether you were there or not?
I am absolutely convinced that Mr. Bull had his name shortened.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judy Sheindlin. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy.
Party's on Farkas versus Bull. Step forward, please.
Actor Peter Farkas claims 31-year-old makeup artist Wayne Bull changed lanes and smashed into his car on Sunset Boulevard and still hasn't paid for the damage.
Order, all rise. Your Honor, it's number 90 on the calendar in the matter of Farkas versus Bull. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, ma'am.
Mr. Farkas, if you tell me the story in as interesting a manner as you wrote it in your papers, it's going to be a fun morning. So, relax and tell me your story.
Well, I was traveling westbound on Sunset Boulevard heading towards Highland. I get to the corner of Highland with a plan to make a right turn. I'm in the far right lane. The light changes. I move forward a foot or a yard. All of a sudden, bam! Mr. Bull over here smashes me from the middle lane of Sunset because he's decided to make a right turn onto Highland. So we pull into a strip center right nearby, and I'm reaching for my documents. I'm just trying to compose myself, and he saunters over to my window, and in his way, oh, I'm so sorry I did this. This is terrible. I had my mind on other things, and I'm getting a divorce. I'm saying, please, I don't want to know. Just let's go with the license and registration. So I look at his license.
Getting a divorce? I just got married, so I can't be getting a divorce.
Shh, I'm going to get to you in a second.
I read his license. Dwayne Xavier Bull, license expires in '95. Do you have insurance? No, this I don't have. I look at his license plates, New Mexico license plates. So what are we going to do? He says, I just want to pay for it. Why don't you just take it over to a. So I ask him, what beseeched you? What possessed you to make this turn?
Your Honor,
He says, I saw my boyfriend on Highland Avenue with another man, and I got so upset. I said, I'm not interested. What are you going to do? He says, I'm going to pay.
Honor.
He says, I'm going to pay for it. I tell him I'm going to go right now to get an estimate, and I'm going to bring it to you, and you'll pay for it, and we'll forget the whole thing. Now, the man, can I show this to the judge, please?
Yeah.
The day, exactly at the incident, I wouldn't leave the scene without him signing this. It clearly says, Dwayne Xavier Bull agrees to pay me. He caused the accident. Fine, so he does it. So what happens next? I call him and call him and call him. No answer. He gives me his pager. His salon is on Sunset. Following morning, I walk into his place of business. I walk in, and this young lady takes over. Divorce, marriage, the French woman, I don't know, but she starts, excuse me, I will handle this. Dwayne has no money. Well, that's good. That's good. What are we going to do? But we want to fix your car, so we want you to take your car to Vahe.
To who?
Vahe.
Vahe.
So Vahe, the Armenian auto body repair. It's right. There's more documents to establish it. I pick up the telephone. I say, I'm not leaving here till I speak to Vahe, so it's perfectly clear that Vahe fixes my car, he pays for it, and I go home. I call up Vahe, and I say, Vahe, do we understand each other? Dwayne Xavier Bull, I'm going to bring my car to Jenemsveld in the valley somewhere, and you should only know where, I don't know where it is. You have to take a cow to get there. So, Vahe, do we understand each other? You're going to fix the car, and Dwayne Xavier Bull is going to pay for it. He says, No problem. We know Dwayne. You bring your car. You be very happy. Following morning, my wife and kid in tow with the Camry behind us. We're trucking out to no man's land. Oh, excuse me. Here's the document that says that he agrees to pay Varaz Auto Repair when I bring the car to him.
Okay.
Dwayne, can you give me a chance?
Mr. Bull, I'm going to let you tell the defendant's side of the story as soon as he's finished, okay? Go ahead.
So I get to Varaz. Vahez, a very nice guy, he says, leave the car, no problem. On my way home, I'm telling my wife, there's no shot in the world that this problem is over. Sure enough, like clockwork, Vahez's boss calls me. Bob the Armenian. Bob, we have a problem. Of course we have a problem. Dwayne Bull didn't come to pay for the car, right. He says, we agreed that he would just pay for the parts and we'll give him time on the labor. The man doesn't come. So I start calling him, Vahez calling him, Bob is calling him. The man doesn't return calls. Finally, he threatens me on the telephone. I called West Hollywood Police. He says to me, if you call me and harass me anymore, I'll have people beat you up. I call West Hollywood Police, but they're busy with seatbelts. They can't handle this.
How long are you in California, sir?
Not long.
How long were you in California at the time of this accident?
Unfortunately, only about 60 or 90 days, and although it's not relevant to the case, 45 days before this incident, I move into a house on April 4th, and the following day I wake up in the morning and the house is on fire. I'm carrying my baby out in the fire at 2 o'clock in the morning. And oh yes, we heard it enough? Well, here's an official document from the fire department establishing that happened. I know it's not relevant, I'm sorry.
It has nothing to do with the case.
Okay, so did you get your car?
I actually paid for it yesterday for a full month. I mean, this man wreaked havoc on my life.
How much was the...
$1,800.
It was 19 at first.
Excuse me.
You want to pay 19?
He changed his figures.
Excuse me. The day I came to him in salon, I showed him the first estimate that I told him I would get was for 18 and change. Varaz, his own people, estimated at 1,800. And that's what I paid for it. And
$1,800.
$1,800. So this is his own people. This is Vahez's estimate.
Okay, Mr. Bull, you've been anxious to tell me your side of the story. Now I'm prepared to hear you, sir.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Farkas' car. He agreed to pay for the repair. He never came by to pay for it.
Paper.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dwayne Bull, a Hollywood hair and makeup specialist, says his collision with actor Peter Farkas on Sunset Boulevard was Farkas's fault, and he shouldn't have to pay for the damage.
Now I'm prepared to hear you, sir.
Okay, Your Honor, the way I see it is, yes, he is correct. I was traveling west on Sunset Boulevard.
Stop playing with the papers. Talk to me.
Okay, I was just looking for a little document I wanted to show you as an exhibit. Okay, here it is. I was traveling west. Could you pass this to her, please? I was traveling west on Sunset Boulevard. Now, he was in the far right-hand turning lane, and it was 5 o'clock traffic. I truly believe that he was in that lane because on Sunset Boulevard, people get in that lane to speed to go fast. Your Honor, the way I was hit on the way my car personally was hit, if you look at the estimate, it was hit on my right side front door. Okay, so what I did was I put a signal to turn right. I think he was in this lane to go forward because he was not in eyesight, nor did he have a signal.
So you weren't you weren't in the far right lane, correct?
No, I wasn't. I signaled to go.
You were not in the far right lane. You were in the center lane.
Yes. No, the lane next to the far right lane.
But he was in the far right lane.
Yes, right. Exactly.
So you went to make a right turn.
No, I signaled to
You went to make a right turn.
Yes.
And you were not in the far right lane.
No.
Right. You got out of the car. You went over to this gentleman. You signed a piece of paper indicating that you were prepared to pay for the damage, right?
Yes. I had not even had the car a day, okay? And yes, I was nervous because I did not have insurance. And yes, I was nervous.
You didn't have insurance?
I didn't have insurance, and I didn't have a driver's license.
That's right.
Okay, so I really was nervous.
So you didn't want, listen to me.
So I didn't want trouble with the police department.
That's right.
But not only that, he got personal with me. He asked me, was I gay, okay? And I responded, no, he was coming on to me at the time. And I played with the party too. Yes, I'm married, but of course I'm gonna play into it because I didn't want the police. And I felt if he thought I was gay, then maybe he liked me. It's obvious, he's Nelly.
Okay, Mr. Bull. Now he
this
comes.
is true.
I want you to stop talking. listen to me. I'm going to ask questions. You're going to answer them. He came to your salon. Now, he got to Viha, the Armenian, through you. Is that correct?
Yes. I'm being totally honest. I was nervous. That's the only reason I signed this paper. I did not want to go to jail, okay? My wife told me, listen, this guy is at fault. He's in our business, and he's screaming, irate, loud. He's from New York. He's obnoxious. It's obvious he's obnoxious. Look at him, okay? He calls on my phone repeatedly. He tells me about his house caught on fire, how his kids are hungry. He needs his van to transport his kids, all this irrelevant stuff, while I have very important clients that are there. In fact, my wife is here as proof that I had a client that sit there in the chair when I disputed with him for 20 minutes in my business, screaming because he has no patience and he acts immature. He screamed, 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 and I lost the client. She requested her $150 deposit back for, you know, the services that were being rendered, her hair extension. I am a popular hairstylist, and only thing I ever stated to this man is that when you want to speak to me, you do not call me at home and you make an appointment like everybody else.
Is that what is? Just
Yes.
a minute. Have we now completed your side of the story?
No, I have one more thing to say.
I'm ready to hear you, sir.
Your Honor, again, yes, I admit that my driver's license had expired, but again, from the way my car was hit, he said I hit him. It's obvious he hit me. From the way
That's really not urgently important, sir. I'm going to tell you why. Mr. Farkas had the right at that time, because there was an accident, to pick up the phone and call the police to have them come to the accident.
But why didn't he?
Why? Because sir,
I had.
No, because you had problems with your license too. I'm almost certain you did. You had some kind of problem.
You looked at my
Bull,
license and said,
Mr.
you know, you're a
Bull,
typical
you-
Gemini. That
you
was
probably-
his comment.
Mr. Bull, you, sir, had no insurance and did not want the police to come because you were also driving with a suspended license. He gave up the right to call the police, to have the police come and make a determination based upon, don't interrupt me, based upon what they saw, whose fault this accident was. You said to him at the time,
He never
"Don't-
mentioned police.
I will take care of the damage," and you signed a piece of paper indicating you would take care of the damage.
I
But-
signed that paper again because I was nervous.
Well, I don't care whether you were
Anybody
nervous or
signs
not.
paper, I mean,
I'm
under
not,
pressure.
listen.
I mean,
I want
was
you to
nervous.
I want you to
Another
get
thing,
not nervous,
my
Mr.
personal
Bull.
lifestyle had nothing to do with this case whatsoever. And for him to mention those things about my personal, I think that it was very irrelevant. And it's obvious that, again, from the way the position my car was hit, that it was his fault. But of course, he's not going to admit it.
Okay.
Your Honor, I was doing.
And you did real
I was
good.
doing the man a favor.
Doing me a
he's
favor.
telling me
Mr.
about
Farkas.
his wife
Doing me a
problems,
favor.
telling me about the two-timing boyfriend. I mean, the man's got, you know, his sexual confidence. He's a menace on the road.
Mr. Farkas, Mr.
I'm
Farkas.
sorry. What the hell's so funny?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
And later today,
He has no idea what my feelings are if I like to ride bicycles. He doesn't know that about
I
me.
dated him for 6 months. We've been friends for 9 months since then.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
You're a
Mr.
joke.
Farkas, you paid the $1,800 to have your
I
car
did.
fixed? Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff for the amount of $1,800. The defendant's counterclaim for harassment and all sorts of other things is dismissed.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
Judge.
Please excuse you may step out.
But you were very smart about getting those papers, because that's the only reason why you won this case. But other than that, she would have looked at it for my way. And another,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
think it's because you're blonde and blue-eyed.
I am absolutely convinced that Mr. Bull had his name shortened.
And now the next case.
All parties on Ryder versus Pullman. Step forward.
30-year-old marketing director Kirk Ryder says he loaned his bicycle to his ex-boyfriend Klaus Pullman, and it was stolen. So now Klaus should pay.
All right. Mr. Ryder, you say that you lent a bicycle to the defendant, and he had it in his possession for a long time, and then through his negligence, the bicycle was stolen. You want your money for the bicycle.
Well, I wanted a new bicycle, basically.
Did you
And-
lend him a new bicycle?
Pardon me? No, I
What
wanted
didn't you understand, sir?
I wanted my bicycle back.
Well, he couldn't give you your bicycle back.
Right. So we entered
So my
into.
question to you is, did you lend him a new bicycle?
No, I did not.
How old was the bicycle that you lent to him?
The bicycle was 3 years old.
And had you purchased it?
No,
How did you get it?
it was I inherited it from my best friend who died.
And what kind of bicycle was this?
It was a Univega Via Modego, 15-speed hybrid bicycle.
What happened to a Schwinn?
I don't know, Judge.
Schwinns are more expensive now.
Are they?
Yeah.
I'm glad to see if they're still in business. At least it doesn't date me.
They are.
All right. So you had the bicycle for how long before you lent it to him?
I had the bicycles since July 1996 when my friend died. And Klaus borrowed it in or around November, I guess. I'm not even sure.
Well, then I gather you weren't using it much.
Well, I was traveling. I travel for a living, so I don't know which trip he borrowed it before. He borrowed it because his car broke down in the desert and he was using his bicycle to get around. Then the bicycle he was using that he owned broke, and I offered to lend him mine.
So far, does that sound right?
Yes, except for when he loaned it to me.
When did he loan it to you?
In June, in the summer.
Of 96?
Of 96.
What happened to his bike?
It was stolen.
Mr. Pullman, you understand that the bike is in your possession, then you have a responsibility to either replace it or to give him some compensation for it.
He neglected the bicycle. He didn't want the bicycle. It didn't work. It sat in his dining room for 2 years while he was traveling.
Objection.
It didn't work.
Your Honor. What? Sorry. Well, he has no, that's speculation. He has no idea whether I wanted the bicycle or not. I, out of the goodness of my heart, lent him a bicycle that had some emotional value to me as well as physical value of getting around.
So it doesn't seem to me, I mean, have you been friends for long? It's just too bad that this bicycle is presenting a problem to you. Why don't you just replace the bicycle?
Because he didn't want the bicycle. He left it. I took care of it. I didn't neglect it. I locked it with my bike, with my roommate's bicycle. It was in my garage. All three were stolen. He didn't want it. He liked it in my garage and not in his dining room. That's why I had it for so long. He didn't want to come get it. He wouldn't let me return it. He travels a lot, so it was his schedule that was in question. I work at home. I'm always there. He neglected the bike. He gave it to me. He didn't give it to me. He loaned it to me. Asked
right.
me to keep it for him.
He loaned you the bike.
I took care of it.
Good.
I housed it.
Good.
It was stolen. It's out of my control.
Right.
He neglected the bike a year ago. He loaned it to me a year ago this month.
Your Honor. Your
Yes,
Honor.
well.
He moved 2 blocks away from my house when he
Doesn't make
moved
any
to West
difference,
Hollywood.
Mr. Pullman.
He could have returned it.
Mr.
And
Pullman.
also, wait, one more thing. I believe that he did neglect the bike because I lent him the bike with a kryptonite lock, and he did not use that lock. He used a chain which could be cut easily.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Call 1-888-800-JUDY. Kirk Ryder says his ex-boyfriend Klaus Pullman should pay for the bicycle he borrowed because it was stolen while in his possession.
The only thing that I have to decide is on a value of this bicycle because you did not purchase it. To replace it is a problem because to replace it, what you're seeking is the full replacement value of the bike, which is, you say, $399 to replace a bike of similar quality. Is that what you indicated?
Which is actually less than the bike that was stolen is valued at.
Well, bicycles, listen to me, sir. Bicycles are not like diamonds. They don't appreciate in value.
Oh, I know that.
They depreciate in value. So if it had been bought for $500, it depreciates probably 50% in the first year that somebody has it. So then you're down to $250. That's after 1 year. So you're not going to get anywhere near what this bicycle would cost new. But you have to pay something to him, sir. You accepted it into your care. That's what we call almost a bailment. Even if he was storing it at your house and you agreed to accept it for storage, right, you have a certain responsibility towards it. You said something about this lock.
It's a standard bicycle kryptonite lock. He loaned it to me with the bicycle, but he didn't loan me the key.
So what'd you do with his lock?
The lock is with the bicycle. It stayed with the bicycle. It has a holder for it.
Okay.
Which
There's
I couldn't,
a lock.
which
There
I
was
couldn't get off without a key.
A tire pump and also a water bottle and cage. All accessories to the bike, which
Mr.
added
Ryder.
to the value.
Mr. Ryder, Stop getting so excited. It's a bicycle. It's a bicycle that you didn't ride and you didn't miss for a year.
I did ride, Your Honor.
You're irritating me. Listen to me. From the time you lent it to him until March of this year, according to your own statement, you really did not make a request for this bike.
I made one request.
Wait, so evidently
No,
it
I
wasn't
made two. I made two.
Evidently it wasn't something that was right at the forefront, the signpost on your face. You know, it was
Well,
just
I didn't ride it because it wasn't in my possession. I had loaned it to a friend. That's why I was not riding the bicycle.
And your friend is going to give you $150 that you can use towards purchasing a new bike. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $150. That's all.
Why is that excuse? You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
We had talked about my replacing, compensating him for the loss of the bike, not because I felt responsible, but because I felt sorry for him.
Bottom line, he's bitter. There's a long, deep story that goes farther than this, but it's because he's bitter.
She said she wasn't happy with her husband. She loved him more as a brother.
You were living with your husband at the time?
Yes.
Their extramarital affair turned sour when she made up with her husband. Now her lover wants his money.
Mr. Durand, you know the old song, Never Get Involved with a Married Man?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Goes the other way around, too, sir.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judy Sheindlin. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy.
Parties on Durand versus Blick. Step forward.
35-year-old Mark Durand says he loaned thousands to his former girlfriend, payroll supervisor Melissa Blick, 32, while she was married to another man. Melissa says the money was a gift.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 470 on the calendar in the matter of Durand versus Blick. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Durand, according to your complaint, you became involved with the defendant while she was married and made a series of loans to her. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Several $1,000s, $3,000.
Almost $3,000, yes.
She says that you didn't make any loans. Whatever you gave her were gifts.
Gifts.
How did you meet each other?
Through a friend of mine's wedding. We both were involved in a wedding, and the lady that my buddy was marrying set us up to where we both walked down the aisle together.
And how long did this relationship last that you developed?
About 2.5 years.
It's a long time. You were living with your husband at the time?
Yes, and it was 2 years, ma'am.
Now tell me about these loans that you made to her during that time.
She'd asked for money. She said she wanted to get a job, and she needed money to get clothes and different things, and I gave her the money. At different times, she'd call and say, I need this much. I wrote a check for this amount, and I can't cover it. We put it in the bank on several different occasions. On receipts, I have all the bank receipts.
Well, just because you gave her money, Mr. Durand, doesn't mean that they were loans. What makes you think that they were loans, sir?
Well, the money I put in her account, I told her that had to be paid back. I gave her money also out of my pocket on different occasions.
I understand the dynamics of this situation from the papers that I have, which is you decided to stay with your husband and you called this relationship off.
Yes, ma'am.
And it was after that that you pursued these alleged loans.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Durand, were they loans?
Yes, at that time, yes, they were.
Which ones were loans, sir?
The ones I have the receipts from my bank account to her bank account on, yes, are loans.
And how much is that?
$2,920. The money that came straight out of my pocket, which is about $1,000, just giving her 100 here, 100 there, I told her don't worry about paying back.
Now, Mrs. Blick, $2,920 is what he said he has in bank receipts. Do you remember getting that kind of money from him?
Yes and no, ma'am.
Well, yes.
Okay, yes. But let me elaborate on that. I would pick up things, say groceries or whatever the case may be. I don't recall exactly everything I picked up, and he would say, if he didn't have the cash on hand, he would deposit it into my account.
That's a lot of groceries for $3,000.
No, it wasn't just groceries. It was several different things.
Like what?
Clothing.
For whom?
For himself.
Let me see the bank receipts, please. During this 2-year period, you were living with your husband or you were living with him?
No, I lived with my husband.
So what did groceries have to do with him?
No, if I was somewhere, he would ask me to pick up things for him. I would pick up things for him. If I was at the mall, he would ask me to pick up things. I would pick up things. He borrowed money from me and also deposited money into my account that he owed me.
Did you ever owe her any money?
No, ma'am.
For deposit to the account of Rob Blick.
That's her husband. I wrote
It's
it.
a joint account.
There's 2 receipts there on the same day. I think one's for 50 and one's for 110. One to her account and one to her husband's account. To where I wrote a check, I can't cover it.
Just a second. That's sort of interesting. Didn't your husband ask where this money was coming from if this was a joint account?
Ma'am, it's a joint account, okay, yes. But if he owed me the money, I would give him the money. This account basically...
You're not answering my question, Mrs. Blick.
No, he didn't ask because this account basically I take care of. He doesn't.
I'm looking at deposits to your account, $600.
Okay.
$320. Where's odd numbers? $110.
Because this would be money also that he owed me, that he had borrowed from me.
Well, explain that to me, Mrs. Blick. Explain to me how he borrowed money from you.
He would say that he didn't have any money. Could he please borrow some money? And I said yes, and I let him borrow money.
Does that sound familiar, sir?
No, ma'am. I don't see how I could borrow money from her if she wasn't working at the time, trying to get on her feet. How can I borrow money from her?
If you would look at those statements, ma'am, I did work.
I didn't ask you whether you worked or not. It just doesn't... Something doesn't smell right when you say that you lent him money.
Well, I did.
How much?
I don't know the total amount that I loaned him, but I never, ever asked him to borrow money. He didn't give me money that I asked to borrow, ever.
$2,900.
Yes.
He deposited into your account. And you're telling me that none of this was a loan?
No, ma'am, it was not.
Well, tell me about it. You tell me about it. And we're not talking groceries here. We're not talking about a box of cornflakes.
Well, I mean,
we're talking about, over a period of 2 years, almost $3,000, and that's not including what he says is cash out of pocket.
Okay, I will tell you about it. He would give me money. If I was going out, he would say, here, take some money, have some fun with your friends. He would ask me to borrow money because he does not work in the winter. He's off, several months. I'm not sure exactly how many months, and he did not work. There was times where he did not collect his unemployment for a certain amount of time. I don't know the balance there, how long it takes him to get his unemployment. He would ask for money from me also then. I would give him money because he had no money, no income whatsoever.
All these, Mr. Duran, receipts are for 1996. So that's during a 1-year period.
Yes, ma'am.
You say you had this affair over a 2-year period.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, when did you start giving him money?
Starting into the 2nd year. The 1st year, we were just seeing each other, and then she said she wasn't happy with her husband. She loved him more as a brother than a husband. She wanted out. She wasn't happy, but she was staying because of her son, her one son.
Mm-hmm. Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I'm not insecure, with our marriage. Obviously she was, but we're working through that.
And later today...
7 years? I'm his best friend? Like I don't know him enough?
You were my best friend.
Well, Megan, you know what? If you wouldn't have slept around on him, maybe I still would be.
Around.
Oh, yeah, right.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Mark Duran wants his former girlfriend, Melissa Blick, to pay back the money he loaned her when she was married to another man. Melissa says the money Mark gave her was a gift.
It was the wrong thing for her to get involved in this situation. It was also the wrong thing for you to get involved in this situation, sir. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your papers, you have a tape that memorializes her statement that these were loans.
I do. Yes.
When did you make that tape?
The last time I talked to her on the phone, which was, I think 4 months ago.
You want to tell me what it says on that tape?
I asked her when she's going to pay me. She says whenever. I told her to put it in my account. She said, to start with, she said no. At the end of the conversation, she agreed to put the money in my account. I gave her my account number, which is on the tape also. And she told me quit harassing her, which harassing her once every 3 months to call her, find out where my money is, I don't consider harassing. I told her if the money's not in my account, when I check my bank statements, that I want an answer why it's not there. And I won't call and harass her. And she agreed to that.
What did she say?
She said that she would start putting the money in my account. I told her I wanted $100, 50 to $100 a week. And she said, I can't promise you nothing because I have my truck payment or car payment out of one of her checks. And I said, well, if the money's not there, I want you to call me and let me know why it's not there so I don't have to call you and leave a message on your answer machine.
Does that sound familiar to you, Ms. Blick?
The conversation we had, somewhat like that, yes. He did call my house.
Where you said that you would put money in his account.
Yes, but I didn't owe him the money. I was just trying to get this man to leave me alone. He has harassed me. He has harassed my son. He has threatened to do things to me. He has told me I've had to watch my back. It was so bad.
Are you telling me that if I were to play this tape, it would say that you would start to put the money that you owed him into his account every week?
Yes.
That's it. I don't have to listen to the tape. Listen, Mr. Duran, she acknowledged that this was a loan. She acknowledged it on this tape. I don't have to listen to the tape because she's already told me that she told you that she would put the money in your account. I don't believe you, madam, when you say you told him that because he was harassing you. He wants his money. The two of you were involved in an affair that probably shouldn't have taken place. However, he gave you money. Some were gifts. $50 out of his pocket, go have a good time is not a loan. That's a gift. But clearly, you had an understanding that some of it was supposed to be returned. Perhaps if you had, in fact, left your husband and gone to live with him and had a life together, he would have forgiven those loans. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Exactly what was said.
Well, Mr. Durand, you know the old song, Never Get Involved with a Married Man?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Goes the other way around, too, sir. All right. I'm satisfied that at least the monies that were placed in the defendant's bank account were placed there as a loan, and I am awarding you $2,920. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The woman never needed money. If she needed money, she'd come to me. I never asked questions of what she did with the money. As far as what happened between them two, I don't really know. I'm not insecure, with our marriage. Obviously she was, but we're working through that.
I apologize for what went on between me and his wife, and I hope that if it does work out between them.
And now the next case.
Parties on Blas versus Blas. Step forward, please.
21-year-old medical receptionist Megan Blas claims her ex-husband, 22-year-old administrative assistant Philip Blas, owes her for a repossessed car and credit card bills. He's countersuing her for physical and mental abuse.
You folks were married for a short time and divorced.
Yes.
Yes.
And you are suing your former husband because you allege that he left you with a large debt.
Yes.
And you feel as if he should be responsible for half of the debt.
That's right.
You have a countersuit, sir.
Yes.
Some of that's nonsense. But basically, you are saying that, A, most of the stuff that's on the credit card bills and the other bills that she's complaining about were in her possession.
Mm-hmm.
B, you paid for a lot of the things, most of the things when you were married.
Yes.
And C, you want to be compensated for all the mental anguish that you went through because of her.
Yes.
Mental anguish is a subjective thing, sir. You're no longer subject to mental anguish because now you're divorced. Got it?
Got it.
Good. All right, so, Ms. Blas, let's talk about these things that you say your former husband is responsible for, at least in part. Let's start with the biggie on your list. Something about American General. Now,
Yes.
what's that for?
Well, we refinanced the car that we had because the finance company that we were with charged too much interest, so we went to something that was cheaper. And we also took an amount that I had already borrowed from them and an amount he had already borrowed and just all collaborated it into one payment.
For the car?
Yes.
What kind of car was this?
A Honda Civic CRX.
What year?
87.
What happened to the car?
It's since been repossessed and sold.
At the time that you separated, which was in what year?
97.
Where was the car?
It was in my possession.
So you kept the car?
Yes, I did.
And it was repossessed because you stopped making payments?
We both stopped making payments, yes.
Well, did you expect him to make payments on a car that you were driving?
No, I didn't.
So the car was repossessed because you stopped making payments?
Right.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
She had an affair on him. That's
Sit
why-
down. Talking money, they're talking sex.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Megan Blas wants her ex-husband, Philip Blas, to pay for a repossessed car and some credit card bills. He wants her to pay for physical and mental abuse.
What was your arrangement with her with the car, sir?
The agreement on the car was if she were to take back the car, she would make the payments and she'd make the insurance on it. And
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So then why are you suing him?
He co-signed on the loan, and so he is equally responsible, as from what I understand.
Hold it. Let me understand this. You separated. You said to him, I want the car.
Right.
And if you give me the car, I'll assume the payments.
I never said I really would. I mean...
You just told me you said you would. You just told me you said you would.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
So he turned the car over to you.
Right. But then since the loan is in both of our names...
I understand that. So you take care of it. You told him, give me the car and I'll take over the payments. Right?
Yes.
And you didn't.
Right.
So take care of it. You made an arrangement with him. Give me the car and I will be responsible for it, is what you're saying. Then you weren't responsible for it. You weren't responsible, period. They repossessed the car. You want him to pay for half of whatever the deficit was.
Right.
Ridiculous. Next. That's the biggie. Let's go to the Sears bill. What did you buy at Sears?
Numerous household items.
Like what?
Television.
Where's the television?
In my house.
What else?
CD player that was in the car.
CD player that was in the car?
Yes.
That was in your possession?
Right.
That got repossessed? What else?
Clothing for the both of us.
Clothing. Well, he seems to say that he bought a few items of clothing. Right?
Yes.
What clothing did he put on this Sears card?
Work clothing.
How much was it worth?
I don't have an exact amount.
Well, then I can't give you an exact order. What else was on the Sears card? Anything else?
No.
No. That takes care of the Sears card. Gottschalk's. What kind of a store is that?
It's a department store.
And whose items were on that?
Both of ours.
What?
Clothing, mostly.
Does that sound familiar to you?
Maybe a pair of pants and a work shirt, that was about it. And I wasn't even allowed to charge on the Gottschalk's bill, so I had no access to it at all.
Whose name was that card in?
Mine, but he also had a card.
Did you have a card?
No, ma'am.
You have a bill from Gottschalk's?
I do not have a bill because I was not able to get those.
You get a bill every month.
I do, but they don't break it down.
We're talking about $338 Gottschalk's bill, right?
Yes.
Half of that is $169.
Correct.
But you can't establish to me what part of that $338 were his clothes. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Let's get to your countersuit, because that might take care of the whole ball of wax. You say that you borrowed $700 to buy this car. Is that right?
No, that was $700. There was a car payment that had to be made, rent, utilities, and those kind of things.
When was that?
It was over a period of time, a period of about 3 or 4 months.
Is that right before you separated?
Maybe 4 months before we separated.
Oh, please. Mr. Blass, forget about it, sir. Forget about that part of your countersuit.
Okay.
Because you can't substantiate. This is kind of nonsense. Now tell me about this mental anguish and be very, very brief.
There was physical abuse. I ended up having to defend myself a couple of times.
When you say defend yourself, you mean she hit you and you hit her?
She hit me, and I stopped her from hitting me.
Stopped her. What'd you stop her with?
My hands.
Okay. Is that why I assume you separated?
No, there's some other details in there.
I don't want to know the other details.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
You had mental anguish when you were living with your former wife?
Yes.
You're not living with her anymore?
No.
Ma'am, may I say that I had mental anguish also?
Good.
I mean, it could
Everybody
go
has
both
mental
ways,
anguish. Let me tell you something,
no matter what
folks.
relationship.
Let me tell you something. If you didn't have mental anguish, the two of you might still be together.
Correct.
You had mental anguish. You were smart enough to put a period and move on with your lives.
Right.
Why you're still suing each other, I have no idea.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Why?
Who
are you?
I'm his best friend. She had an affair on him. That's
Sit
why-
down. Talking money, they're talking sex. Look, Miss Blass, you didn't like living with him, you filed for divorce, you got a divorce, he defaulted, right?
Correct.
Put a period, move on with your life. Sir,
Yes.
but for the fact that she sued you, you would never be here. Is that correct?
Yes.
Good. So put a period, move on. Lawsuit, countersuit, dismissed. Have a nice day.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
All I have to say is what comes around goes around, and she'll get hers in the end, and I feel very sorry for her.
There was a lot of physical abuse going on, and there was
was
stuff
mutual.
there was stuff that
It was
I
mutual. I've known him for 7 years. He's never once laid a hand on another woman, Megan.
On those, maybe.
On those 7 years, I'm his best friend. Like, I don't know him
You
enough.
were my best friend.
Well, Megan, you know what? If you wouldn't have slept around on him, maybe I still
didn't
would
slip
be.
around.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh. Forget it.
I have proof that he joined the psychic hotline.
They were live-in lovers until they got hung up over a phone bill.
You really need to go over this. You need to look at this. And you really need to look at this.
You gotta get ready for this.
He asked God to destroy me, to not talk on the phone to and get rid of my girlfriends and destroy me.
Miss McBride, everybody's got a wish list.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Sheindlin. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy.
Parties on McBride versus Golden. All parties on McBride versus Golden. Step forward.
20-year-old Tamara McBride says she woke up one day to a $600 phone bill, run up by her live-in boyfriend, Bernard Golden, a lighting technician from Pasadena.
Order. All rise. All rise, please. How you doing, Judge? Judge, this is number 10 on the calendar in the matter of McBride versus Golden. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. Be seated, please. Have a seat.
I've read your papers. Miss McBride, according to your complaint, you and the defendant lived together for about 4 years.
Yes.
During that time, he says he paid all the bills. Is
Yes,
that right?
That's right.
But prior to your separation, which was not a happy one, according to what I've read, she says you ran up a phone bill of about $640.
That's not true.
Well, tell me about it.
Your Honor, I have the phone bills right here. What I do, Your Honor, is every month I am on a fixed income. So every month...
What kind of fixed income?
I am on disability. I am on SSI. Okay, so every month what I do is I call the phone company and I asked one of the reps what is the amount of my phone bill before I even get it, so I'll know how much I'm going to pay out for my phone bill. So on April 17th, I got up and I called the phone company. Bernard was still in the bed, he was asleep. And I asked her the amount of my phone bill. And she told me it was $624.13.
For 1 month?
For 1 month.
Yes.
And so I was speechless. I was speechless, and I automatically just started sweating because I had never had a phone bill that big in my life, you know, and so I couldn't speak to her. I kind of just.
So what happened?
So what happened was I said, well, what made the bill $624 and you know, what made the bill this high? You know, I was actually yelling at her, you know, and so she said, well, you have quite a bit of long distance phone calls on your bill to Virginia. Most of them are to Virginia, and you have a lot of toll calls.
So she sent you a bill. You ultimately got a bill.
Yes, I did get the bill.
Would you get the bill? Sure. Thank you. So, what happened? You got this bill, he's sleeping.
He's sleeping.
You woke him up, I assume.
Yeah, yes, I did. No,
I'm curious, how did you wake him up?
Actually, I didn't wake him up. I got off the phone with the rep, and I sat there because I didn't want to go in a rage and yell at him, like, you know, and start this big thing.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so he was coming out the bedroom when I was going to approach him, and it was in the hallway. And so I said, Bernard, I said, why did you run my phone bill up to $624?
Did you say it in that tone?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And so he said, baby, I didn't know I did that. And so I said, well, you did.
What was the phone bill usually on a monthly basis?
Usually on a monthly basis, my phone bill runs me maybe $40, $50 at the most.
Okay. Your financial arrangement with Mr. Golden was that he paid the rent on the apartment?
He paid the rent and the utilities.
Well, the phone is a utility.
Well, the phone was not a utility. No, it was not. Because that was my phone in my name.
So he paid the gas and electric and the rent. And
Yes.
what about the food? Who paid the food?
I bought the food.
Sometimes she did, not all the time. She never bought food. She always claimed with accusations with different bills.
All right, I'm just trying to get some sense of the financial
No,
arrangement.
excuse me, Your Honor. You know I bought food. Don't you sit up here and lie and tell me I did not buy food.
No,
I
he
bought
didn't.
food every month.
Madam,
Not all
look at me.
I'm
Don't
sorry.
yell at him.
He
said that you bought some food and he bought some food.
Oh.
That's what he said.
Okay.
All right. But he paid the rent. How much was the rent?
The rent was $650. I mean $550. I'm sorry.
Okay, plus the utilities.
Plus utility, lights, and gas.
Okay, and your arrangement was whatever the overage was on this phone bill, you were
Yes.
supposed to pay for it.
Right.
Correct?
Correct.
All right. She says that you joined the psychic hotline.
No, that's not true.
Did you do that?
No.
Yes, he did. Yes,
No.
he did, Your Honor.
Order.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. I have proof that he joined the psychic hotline.
Let me see it.
No, I did not.
Did you call the psychic hotline?
No, I did not. I
Yes,
don't know
he did.
anything
You
about
never
it. Never did.
Matter of fact,
She has a
that's-
block on her phone for 900 numbers. She has a block on her
Yes,
telephone
now- yes.
for all the calls that you can't
All right.
call long distance
Did you
at all.
ever see this phone bill, Mr. Golden?
No,
Well,
Your
we're
Honor.
going to show it to you. I was curious, Ms. McBriar, about something else that I read in your complaint. Because you said during that morning when you confronted him, look at me, madam.
Yes.
During that morning, you said because you feared what he might do, you called the police on him.
Well, I called the police on him because, see, Bernard has threatened to kill me. He has threatened to kill me. He has done a lot of things. He has a domestic violence record already. And he does not like police. He told me if I ever called the police on him again that he would kill me.
Had he done anything to you before you called the police that day?
That day he hadn't done anything to me, no.
But you were afraid once you confronted him with the
Yes,
phone
I
bill,
was,
he
I
was
was
going
afraid for my life.
Could I finish?
Yes,
you can't talk over each other.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but
Okay.
I'm upset. I'm very upset.
All right. He said, so you called the police came, you left?
I wasn't home when the police came. I wasn't at there at all.
Had you known that she called the police?
I didn't know who she was calling on. I know she was, she just said, I'm pressing charges. That's far as I know when I was leaving the house.
What were you pressing charges for?
No, excuse me, Your Honor. You know what? He's lying, okay? He's lying.
About what?
Okay, when I called the police, they asked me, like they always do when I call the police, they asked me what was he wearing. When I was describing to them what he was wearing, he took off on his bike out the side gate. Okay. So I wouldn't describe what he was wearing.
That's not true. I was leaving anyway to make a phone call because I didn't want to use her telephone because she was already furious of me about the bill.
You didn't want to use my telephone. You always use my telephone. That's why it's $747 at this
you
time.
very selfish with your phone.
But yes, I'm selfish with my phone because.
Ma'am.
Will you please?
Quiet, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He asked God to destroy me, to not talk on the phone.
Ms. McBriar, everybody's got a wish list. That's his wish list.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tamara McBriar wants her ex-boyfriend to pay the $600 phone bill she says he left behind when they split.
Miss McBriar,
Yes.
let me tell you what I don't understand here. Okay?
Yes.
At the start of this case, you told me that each month you called the phone company because you're on this fixed disability income.
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
What's the nature of your disability?
Panic attacks.
And how long have you have you been on
Since 1989.
You told me that you called the phone company each month so that you could set aside an amount of money
Yes,
for
Your
the
Honor.
phone bill. Now, these phone bills that you've presented me with, so I assumed when you called, this $624 was for 1 month. But that's not true according to these phone bills. You're showing me bills for December, January, February, March, all totaling.
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. I'm not showing
Well,
you.
then-
No, I'm not.
Just a second. Then I have the bills for March,
You have the
which you're talking about, and the bill for March, the total bill, trying to figure it out.
I have the March bill right here. The
Oh,
March
you didn't
10th.
hand it to me. You didn't hand me the front page of the March bill. Let me see the front page of the March bill, please.
That was never paid. Also, this
Just
was.
shh. Listen to me. I want you to look at these bills, madam. You're telling me that all the phone calls he made that are in question now are the bills for that 1 month, March and April, because you told me that you called each month before that to get your bill.
Yes, I do. Your
Well,
Honor.
then take these back. Take a look at those. Those say December and January.
Okay.
Am I correct? Am I correct?
No, they say April 10th.
No, keep reading.
April 10th.
Read the phones. Read the dates on the phone calls.
Okay, yes, the dates on the phone call. Those were the dates that the phone calls were made.
December, correct?
Yes.
January. Keep going. Keep looking.
I see December, January. Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, so I assume you paid those.
No, I did not pay these.
Well, so I'm not following you. If you didn't pay those and you got those bills in December, January, February, and you didn't pay those bills, then you knew that there was an outstanding balance because your March bill is only $120.97.
Right.
It's $120.97.
Yes. That's money that I had to take and pay for Bernard because, see, when I would ask Bernard to pay the phone bill, he would tell me that he couldn't give me the money at the time because he had to pay the rent. But I would try to explain to him that I have to pay the phone bill because my phone would be disconnected.
Let me tell you what I don't understand. Those bills that I returned to you had a lot of long-distance calls, December, January, a whole bunch of long-distance calls that you have marked off as Bernard's calls.
Exactly.
You, of necessity, had to get those bills in either the end of December or the beginning of January, the beginning of February. What did you do with those bills that you got?
What did you mean what I did with that?
Did Bernard pay them or did you pay them?
I paid them.
He had all those long-distance calls on December and January. Didn't you discuss that with him?
Yes, I did.
Did he pay them?
No, he did not.
Had she discussed them with you?
No, well, the early ones in the past she had, and I gave her $100 before the month before I vacated the apartment. I gave her approximately $100 on the phone bill, contribute towards it, to make for all my calls, local or long distance. And that's when when she told me about the new bill, was the bill had not came yet after I gave her $100 for the first bill. That new bill came after I have gone and left the apartment, vacated.
Well,
Your Honor.
you see, this new bill for $661 doesn't list the phone calls on it.
Well, you asked me for the whole bill.
I understand that, but it's very hard for me to follow Ms. McBriar because on the last bill, it doesn't list the phone calls. How is he supposed to know which phone calls he made?
It doesn't list the phone calls because those are the phone. Okay, that $661 is including. It hasn't been paid yet because I can't pay it. I don't have the money because they're Bernard's calls. I mean, I want my money for my phone bill. Your Honor, listen to me, please.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Please listen to me.
I'm trying.
This man, this man here is lying to you.
No, listen, Ms. McBriar, look at this. I want you to look at your March 10th statement. Okay? Look at your March 10th statement. How much does it say is owed on the March 10th statement?
$120.97.
All right. So as of March 1997, you owed $120.
Yes.
Oh, just a minute. Okay. Where is the April bill?
I have the April bill.
Tell me what is owed. And just a second, when did you move out?
I moved out possibly on the, let's see, what was it? It was, what was it, dated? That's about March.
No.
What date did he move out,
He
madam?
moved out April 17th.
I knew she'd remember. Women always remember those things. Then forget. He moved out on April 17th?
Yes, he did, Your Honor.
All right. Now, so your March bill was $120.
Yes.
Now let me see the April bill.
Okay. April, here we are. Let me get it together here. Okay, this is the April bill.
Let me see it, please, with all the
Hold
calls
on.
on it.
Let me make sure I got them together for you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So I'm not going to let anyone run my phone bill up to $640 and not pay it. That's just not me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Bernard Golden says he shouldn't have to pay a $600 phone bill because he supported Tamara McBriar for 4 years when they were living together.
Oh, you see, I see what happened, Mr. Golden. Now I got it. You made a lot of third-party calls. Because evidently the third-party calls that you made, whoever it was said, I'm not accepting these calls, so they put it all back on her bill in April. Is that what happened?
That's exactly what happened, Your Honor.
I knew I'd get it. I knew I'd get it. I knew I'd get it. Because our April bill, sir, reflects the fact that all of these phone calls were made in December. Called from Pasadena to Washington, Sacramento, Hampton, Monterey. You know what people in those areas, sir? What were you doing, making third-party calls? Listen to me. Were you making third-party calls?
Making third-party calls? Yes.
That's what I said.
I was making collect calls.
Well, evidently, whoever initially took the collect call, sir, decided against it. Would you show him these numbers, please? Now, Mr. Golden, you say in your answer that this is all a conspiracy, sir, because she's got a new boyfriend. She wanted you out of the house.
That's true.
That's true.
That's 100% true. Yes. Yes. Plus, what happened was with conspiracy is that she's been talking to her ex-lover for a long time since she's been with me. He's been using up his dad's credit card and showering her down with gifts from the body shops, spending Christmas gifts.
Mr. Golden, did you join the psychic hotline?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Yes, he did, Your Honor.
No, ma'am, I did not.
Take a look at those. Take a look at those.
I don't know
bills.
how that got on his bill because
right.
she has a block.
Okay, take a look at those calls, sir. Those numbers have a familiar ring?
Some of them do.
Some of them do.
Yeah.
Some of them, not all.
Your Honor,
Not
can
all.
I please show you some evidence?
I have just one quick question for you, Mr. Golden. How do you know her phone is blocked for
Because
that?
she told me. Because I made long-distance calls straight from the house, and she
Yeah.
put a block on it
While you were together.
while we were together.
A vote of
And I paid
confidence
for
for
them.
you. Yes.
And I paid for the
All right.
calls.
Give me those phone calls. Now I understand what happened. Or you wanted to show me some evidence before I make a decision in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
I'll take the bill back. Yeah. What?
You really need to go over this. You need to look at this. And you really need to look at this.
You got to get ready for this.
You need to look at this. You need to look at this. And you really need to look at these.
And you can read one of them prayers for me too, Your Honor.
These are prayers, sir?
There's a prayer. My special prayer. I'm praying to
his
Jehovah
special
Adonai.
prayers to
My
whoever.
father.
No, it's
When
not
she
your
was
father.
Just a second. What is? How is this relevant to the phone bill?
Just go ahead.
I don't want to read them all, please. I don't have time. I've got a lot of other work to
They
do
are relevant to the phone bill because he asked God to destroy me, to not talk on the phone, and get rid of my girlfriends and destroy me, rebuke me.
That's because
Listen
she
to
was,
me, Miss McBriar. Everybody's got a wish list. That's his wish list.
Oh, my God. Well, his wish list is terrible. His wish list is terrible.
What is this? What is this?
It's terrible. Look at that. Look at where he's from. Look at that.
That's my birth certificate.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, I didn't even know she had that.
Oh, yeah. Because that's where you call. That's where you call.
Oh, you mean you're just showing this to me to
Yes.
show that he calls Virginia?
Yes.
He doesn't deny that he made all those calls. He can't look me straight in the eye, square in the eye, and tell me that he didn't make those calls. He did make the calls.
Look at that. He said he cut. Look at that. That was me. That was me. That was me. He cut my face out and said he placed it under the Virgin Mary to keep us together.
You know how many wedding albums I've seen with just that sort of thing done?
We don't have a wedding album. We're not even married.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
All right, listen to me. You owe her the money, sir. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You can't leave her with this phone bill.
Okay.
It's unfortunate that your relationship didn't work out, but it didn't. You can't make all these phone calls. They didn't come to her until after you had vacated the premises.
See, Your Honor,
Yes.
I don't think it's fair for me to pay the bill because the reason why I said this because I supported her for 4 years. Plus, she's when she was not on disability, she was not taking her medication. I was the one who had to be there by her bedside, take her to the hospital when she had a panic attack from a chemical imbalance.
Excuse me, Your
Listen
Honor.
to me, Mr. Golden. Your arrangement was that you paid your long-distance phone bills while you were living there. Is that right?
True.
That was your arrangement?
Yes.
Because you moved out doesn't mean that arrangement ceases. You have to pay her the money. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $640. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out, please.
And on the next Judge Judy.
I still feel that she still cares about me in so many ways, but I have to move on.
I care about him. I was with him for 4 years. He was very nice to me. He has a good heart. But as far as my phone bill, I'm not going to let anyone run my phone bill up to $640 and not pay it. That's just not me. And I think I was pretty fair about the situation. I didn't make any false accusations against him, and I was fair. I was fair, you know. Yes, I do still have feelings for him, but I have to go on about my life because we can't live together.
So what you two ladies are in dispute over is him.
When two young ladies ended up dating the same guy, war broke out in San Francisco.
I was getting out of my car. She ran me over.
Pulling knives, pulling guns, police reports, arrest warrants. Don't you have better things to do with your time?
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judy Sheindlin. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy.
Parties on Dunlap versus George Phillips. Step forward, please.
20-year-old Danielle Dunlap says Masika George beat, harassed, and victimized her for 3 years because she once dated Masika's boyfriend, John. Masika and John say Danielle is the real problem.
Order. All rise. Now, it's number 9 on the calendar in the matter of Dunlap versus George Phillips.
How could two ladies that look so nice, look so presentable, even write these things in a complaint? But what is it with you people? Harassment, cross complaints, assaults, trying to run each other down with cars, pulling knives, pulling guns, police reports, arrest warrants. Don't you have better things to do with your time?
Because all those are falsified statements.
Well, you've got complaints against her and she's got complaints against you. How long have you known each other?
Since '94.
Well, tell me when this trouble started.
Your Honor, harassments and physical abuse started in 1994, and it's been...
Over what?
It's been over me and John. He introduced himself to me, you know, saying that
John,
he was,
that's you?
Right.
Yes, wow.
He introduced himself to me, stating that he was single, you know.
Saying that he was single?
Right. We exchanged pager numbers, we conversated, and as the conversation proceeded, he, you know, told me that he knew a friend of my girlfriend's brother. They were, you know, friends. After a while, we started conversating on the phone. We only dated once or twice as friends only, okay? A couple of weeks later, I started getting pages from Masika, who was his girlfriend.
That's you?
Questioning me about our relationship, you know. I informed her that John denied having a relationship and that we were just only friends anyway. So I told her that since the fact that she's claiming to be his girlfriend, I would discontinue our friendship, you know.
With him?
Right. But the paging calls with threats continued. And it led to a rage where him and her went to my home with a loaded gun. You know, I was not there. They threatened
Why would he come to your house with a loaded gun?
I guess, you know, they're in a relationship. He denied this to me, okay? So
how do you know he came to your house with a loaded gun?
My sister was there, police reports.
Were you there?
No, I was not there.
Well, then don't tell me about it.
Well, I came later as they were being arrested.
Who was being arrested?
Masika and John.
At your house?
Right.
What were you doing at her house?
Like she said, I paged her.
What'd you page her for?
To find out what was going on between them.
Well, what'd you ask her for? Why didn't you ask him?
Because he wasn't home. I paged her.
Just a second. Shh. Listen. What did you call her for?
To find out what was going on. I mean,
why don't you ask your boyfriend what was going on?
Because he can deny it. I mean, he could have denied it and said, "Oh, I don't."
So why don't you just dump him? Listen, what do you think? He's a bargain?
No, it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? She didn't know who she was calling back at the time. She looked at my pager. When it was her on the other end of the line, she asked her, you know what I'm saying, about why was she calling me. You know, then when I came home, I told her that I don't talk to her anymore. You know what I'm saying? Then she got upset by Masika confronting her about this situation.
So this whole fight is over. Just a second. Let me understand something. This whole fight is over you?
No. No, it's not.
It's not.
It goes beyond
that. It's not a fight. It's because of they don't have no kind of communication in their relationship. You know, she should have never paged me or called me. She should have took it up with him. Okay?
Just a minute. You weren't her friend before.
No.
You didn't know her before.
No.
So what you two ladies are in dispute over is him.
It's not. Can I finish? I just want to finish talking just to clarify everything. I paged Danielle. She said that her and John, you know, that they weren't talking and she hadn't talked to him for a while. When I paged her, I put in my home number. Later on that night, her and her friends called and played on the phone all night long. I called and told John, and I was like, you know, the girl Danielle, she's been calling and playing on the phone. So while we were arguing on the phone, me and Danielle, she said she wanted to beat my butt or whatever. And so, you know, I told her, well, you know, well, fine. Her and her friends came to my house to fight me, and I looked out the window, and they, you know, they were passing by, and I looked out the window, and I was home alone at the time, me and my daughter, so I didn't go outside. So,
you have a daughter?
Yes, I have a 3-year-old daughter.
Is he the father of this 3-year-old daughter?
Yes, he is, and yes.
So if you're the father of this 3-year-old daughter, what were you doing messing around with her?
That was before. That was before my daughter was even born. You know what I'm saying?
How many years ago was this?
This was in 94.
It was in 94.
Has this been ongoing?
Yes,
Exactly.
The harassment.
Why?
Yeah, no, we're leading up to that. She wanted to fight me. She came to my house, like I stated. I didn't go outside. She called back, and she said, "Why didn't you come outside, B?" You know, so I told her, you know, I'm here alone with my daughter. Tell you what, we'll meet up at your house tomorrow so we can fight. I went to her house. This is just the truth. I went to her house, me and John. She wasn't home. Her sister
What'd you go there for?
To fight her. She wanted to fight me. I mean, she came to my house. She played on my phone all night long.
How old were you then?
I was 18 years old. I was 18 years old at the time.
This is 3 years ago. You were 18 years old. Since that time, you've become a very mature woman. You had a child who's 3 years old now with this guy, who I'm sure you married. Is that right?
Right.
You married?
No, we're not married. We stay together.
Have you had any trouble with each other in the last 6 months?
No, I haven't.
Just a second. You haven't. In the last 6 months, have you had any trouble with her?
No.
You had any trouble with her?
No.
Good. Sit down.
Oh, this ain't going.
Just a second.
Going right.
Listen to me. In the last 6 months, have you had any difficulty with her?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
She has filed a false police report against me, saying that I did a hit and run.
You did what?
A hit and run.
That was in the last 6 months?
Yes. During this time, I was 5 months pregnant. I got a call from San Francisco Police Department saying that there were charges and a warrant out for my arrest due to the fact that she made this police report. Okay.
Well, what happened with that case?
The case was dismissed due to the investigation that her friend, who was supposed to be in the car with her, made a statement saying that it did not occur that way. It did not happen.
Did you file a police report against her?
Yes, I did.
Why?
She ran me over. I was getting out of my car. She ran me over
you
and knocked me to
injured?
the ground. I had soft tissue injuries, and I had like over $2,000 worth of doctor bills to prove that I was marked up. I called the police from my house.
Then why do you think the case was dismissed?
Because thank you. Because my so-called my friends at the time, they gave a statement saying that Danielle did in fact run me over. Me and my friends, we're no longer friends, and one of them made another statement saying that she thought that Danielle was scared, and that's why she ran me down. So she changed her story.
Tell me what happened with this car incident.
What happened was, it did not happen. I was put in a situation where I was pregnant, you know. I turned the corner from around my mom's house, and next thing I know, her car stopped, you know, in the middle of a block. I didn't know who she was until she got out the car. A group of other girls in a car behind me drove up behind me, right up on my bumper. So I'm looking in my rearview mirror, and I'm looking in front of me, and I'm like, this is a setup. Somebody had to be watching me or stalking me or something to know when I'm leaving my mother's house. So she gets out the car and she starts going like this, cussing, whatever. I can't hear her because my window's up, you know. I'm 5 months pregnant. I'm not going to get out and fight her, and then I have all these girls behind me. I went around her to avoid the situation, okay? I did not hit her. I went around her. She came walking towards my car. I drove around her and left the scene.
That's not true. She ran me down.
Judge Judy will continue.
You're an ignorant tramp. Look how ghetto she is. She don't even know how to present herself. Look how ghetto she is.
Yeah, I'm ghetto.
You ghetto. You ghetto.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Masika George says Danielle Dunlap's accusations of assault are lies made up because she dated Danielle's old boyfriend, John.
What other incidents, other than this car incident, happened within the last 6 months?
Your Honor, due to the fact of the car accident, she has harassed me on my job. That's what has happened.
Fine. Tell me how she's harassed you at your job.
She has came up to my job demanding information from my supervisor about when I'm at work and, you know, how can she get in contact with me to have me arrested for the hit and run, okay?
All right, that's not harassment. Go ahead. Shut. I want you to say nothing.
All right.
That's not harassment. And the case of the hit and run, the car incident, was resolved by another court. You both acknowledged that you were told to pay her $350.
Right. I'm here today because I fear for my safety. I'm suing her for ongoing harassment and mental stress.
I haven't heard any ongoing harassment in the last 6 months, madam. That's what I'm asking you about.
It's been every year. It's a different
I just
incident.
asked you. I'm going to say one more time. The last 6 months, I'm not interested what happened when she was 18 and you were 17 and you were fighting over Romeo over here. I'm not asking you about that. I'm asking you what happened with you two young adults in the last 6 months. Nothing? Good. Case dismissed. Thank you very much. That's all.
Oh, my God.
Bye.
Parties are excused. You may
Excuse
step out.
me. Oh, my gosh.
Step out the back to your right, please.
That was damn
Out the back door to
foul.
your right. Ma'am, step out the back door to your right, please.
Basically, Danielle, she's a liar.
She's a modern-day fatal attraction.
No, use a tramp. Use a tramp. Use an ignorant tramp. Look how ghetto she is. She don't even know how to present herself. Look how ghetto she is.
Yeah, I'm ghetto.
You ghetto. You ghetto. You don't know how to present yourself.
We don't got to go there.
She didn't have a case. She finna get sued.
All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll be all that. But you ghetto.
Parties on Freeman versus Haight. Step forward, please.
Andre Freeman is suing Patricia Haith because his son, Andre Jr., got a broken wrist when Patricia's son, Gerald, started horsing around.
You're Mr. Friedman.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mrs. Haith?
Yes, I am.
But it's not really you two people who were involved in this lawsuit. It's really your children. All you're asked to do is to pay the bills.
Yes,
correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So I'm going to ask you to sit down for a second. And we have Andre. Where's Andre? Step up here. And Gerald? That's you? Right up here.
Yes, hello.
You were in a friend's house?
Yes.
What's your friend's name?
Rashawn Jackson.
Speak up.
Rashawn Jackson.
And were you a friend of Gerald's?
Yes.
How many people were over the house?
I'd say about 6.
And in what room of the house were you hanging around in?
My friend's mother's.
Bedroom?
Yeah.
What were you doing in there?
Watching TV.
So tell me what happened.
We just got back from playing the game or whatever outside, and we were in watching TV, and I stood up, and he grabbed me for some odd reason and jumped on the bed with me, and I broke my
How did he
hand.
grab you?
In like a bear hug like this. And we fell on the bed, and then that's when I broke my wrist.
Tell me what happened when you broke your wrist.
Well, after I broke my wrist, I got up and...
How did you break it? Do you know?
Well, when he jumped on me and grabbed me, my arm was stuck under his stomach like this, and when he fell, it broke inward like that. And when I got up, I let him know that he broke it, and...
How did you know it was broken?
Well, I could tell because the way I moved it, it just like dropped and it hurt real bad, so I knew it broke. And we went in the living room, and my friend Rashawn, he got me a pillow and everything. They called the ambulance, and we were talking, and then like everybody was talking about it, and he started laughing for some odd reason. Like when they told him, like everybody was talking about it, he started laughing, and then I looked at him, he just smirked at me or whatever, and then the ambulance got there and I left.
You hadn't been having an argument with him about anything.
No.
You were just horsing around, or he was horsing around.
Well, yeah, he was, but everybody else wasn't.
Your wrist was in a cast?
Yeah.
For how long?
I'd say about 3 months.
Is it better now?
Well, no. No, it's not.
Why?
I can't turn it all the way. Like this one, I can only go that far.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Okay, Gerald, what happened?
Well, like you said, we were playing outside, and then everybody went into the room. We were watching the movie, and then like everybody got up and started playing around again. So then like he got up, so I got up because everybody else was already playing around. So then like when he got up, I thought he was like playing around. So I didn't grab him in no bear hug or anything. I got him like in a headlock, and then like I was walking around, and then I was walking around with him. And then, like, when we were, like, close to the bed, somebody threw a baseball bat. And then, like, so we fell over. Like, I let him go, but, like, he still had his arm around me. Then I fell. Then he said, get up. I think my arm is broken. And then I was like, everybody was like, your arm's not broken. Then he showed everybody. Then people were quiet.
What made you think he was getting up to play around?
Well, we were playing earlier, so everybody else got up.
Earlier outside?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about outside. You were inside. You were inside for a while watching TV.
I know. I was going to get to that.
Go ahead.
So, and then he got up because everybody else was already playing around. So I thought he was like going to get up and like rush at me or something.
What made you think that?
Because that's what we were doing earlier.
Outside, but not inside. So you really got him in a headlock. He hadn't come up to you. He was just standing up. He was sitting on the bed and stood up.
We were both sitting like by each other. So he got up, then I got up, and then like I grabbed him. Then we fell.
Okay. Okay, parents up. So this is where the parents come in.
Okay.
Somebody has to pay for this. You had medical bills?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much were your medical bills?
They were over $6,000. However, I only sued for the maximum limit you could sue for.
Did you have insurance?
No, I didn't, Your Honor. It taught me a valuable lesson, though, because now I make sure I have
Can I
insurance.
see the bills, please?
Certainly.
Mrs. Haith, is this the story that your son has consistently told you, the one that you just heard today?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, if it is, then you probably understand that this injury was a result of your son's unintentional act.
Actually, Your Honor, it was as a result of someone throwing a baseball and then both falling.
No. It was not as a result of someone throwing a baseball bat. Because if someone had thrown a baseball bat on the bed and your son didn't have Andre in a headlock, Andre's wrist wouldn't have been broken.
Okay.
There was nothing that Andre did that provoked that. He might have thought in his own mind that they were still playing, or he was going to play with him as they had been playing outside. But at that moment in the bedroom of their friend's house, there was nothing that he did other than stand up to suggest to your son that this was playtime.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
So that somebody has to assume responsibility for these bills. He does. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Okay. How old are you?
14. 14.
Healthy. Big. Strong guy.
And let me add
Which
one-
suggests to me something. Suggests to me that a big, strong 14-year-old guy can do something in their spare time after school, during the summer or whatever, to reimburse your mother, because she's going to have to lay out this money. And she certainly wasn't in the bedroom, and it's a good lesson for you. I mean, it's not his fault. He didn't do anything. Certainly not his father's fault, and he's gotten the bills. And this is because you were fooling around. It's a very good lesson, and in this regard, not a terribly expensive one, because although you're going to have some work done on your wrist, and it's not exactly the way it was, it's not the kind of tragedy that very often happens to young people when they act stupid.
I agree, Your Honor.
I don't think there was any maliciousness intended.
Oh, no, I don't think that at all.
I don't think so either. So I think that you both acted in a reasonable sort of way today. I hope you learned a good lesson. It's an expensive one. You're going to be very busy paying your mother back. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff and the amount requested, which is $5,000 for the medical bills.
Thank you, Your
Parties
Honor.
are excused. You may step out. Out the back door to your right, please.
Thank you.
Quite well.
On the next Judge Judy.
Children will be children. I think a lot of times the parents harbor a lot of anger, but if you just let the children go ahead and bond and play with one another, they can put this thing behind them and go back to being friends.
I have made approximately 120 films.
Kylie Ireland is an adult movie star. She's suing this producer for breach of contract.
Well, why didn't you use her?
At the time, we were doing a lot of features that were meant for Playboy and Spice Channel. We wanted to do stuff that was more reality-based.
I'm not going to go into that. This is a family court.
Right.
She's not some airhead.
Thank you.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Sheindlin. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy.
Parties on Ireland versus Sin City. Step forward, please.
Adult film actress Kylie Ireland is suing producer Mickey Blank and Sin City Entertainment because she says they promised her 6 acting roles in movies that were never made.
Order. All rise. Judge, number 4 on the calendar in the matter of Ireland versus Sin City. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated.
All right. This is an action for breach of contract, as I understand it. Miss Ireland, do you say that you signed a contract with the defendant's company to appear in 6 videos or 6 movies? Excuse me. To appear in 6 videos over a 6-month period, and you did not appear in those videos. You want to be fully compensated for that
That is
contract.
correct, Your Honor.
Is that correct?
For the most part, yes. That was a minimum of 6 videos that I signed for. I signed an exclusive contract with Sin City Entertainment, which kept me from making movies with any other company, And when I received no compensation for being exclusive with this company, and they put me in no movies of any kind, let alone the minimum 6 required for the contract, I have been forced to take this kind of proceedings.
May I see the contract, please?
Yes.
Who prepared this contract?
Mickey Blank's.
Is that you, sir?
Yes, it is.
Yes, I'm sorry. His secretary, I believe.
Is this your standard contract?
No.
Why not?
Well,
The reason I'm asking you this, well, your name is Blanks?
Blank, B-L-A-N-K, Blank.
Mr. Blank?
Yes.
The reason I'm asking you that question is, this is the most inartfully drafted contract that I've ever read. Now, so why wasn't she given your standard contract?
Okay, we don't have a standard contract. What that instrument is an agreement between an artist and our company.
Well, an agreement is a contract.
You can use the word contract, yes.
Of course.
Okay. We don't feel it's a formal contract as such. What this does, it benefits both the artist and our company by pulling our efforts together.
Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to point out that there was 2 other girls that were put under contract at the same time as I, and they have identical contracts to these.
This doesn't say it's an exclusive contract.
In the first line where I've highlighted, I believe it does say it's an exclusive contract between Sin City and myself.
Well, but that word is unclear. I mean, that is an unclear, I don't know what an exclusive legal and binding agreement.
It binds me from being able to work for any other companies. So for basically for that 6-month minimum period, I was not allowed to do any work for other companies.
No, no.
What was your
Okay,
understanding?
at no point did we ever stop Kylie from working with anybody. My understanding of this agreement, okay, is as such. Sin City is a very top-of-the-line company in the adult entertainment field. We put out roughly 6 to 8 features a month. And the purpose of this contract was twofold. It benefited us and it benefited Kylie as well.
Why didn't you use her services?
What transpired, and if I give you a little bit more background on the situation, Kylie is an adult entertainer. She's one of the top entertainers in the industry, and she does very, very well. I'm sure the lion's share of her income is not generated by making adult videos. I'm sure that's through dance tours and all the other type of work that she does.
Is that true?
To an extent, yes, Your Honor, that is true. The reason he's going to tell you next that I went out on tour, and the reason that I went out on a dance tour is because they had no plans of using me in any movies and were not giving me my contracted money per month as they should have been. So I was forced to go out on tour to dance to make some income.
Well, they don't guarantee you to pay $1,000 a month.
They guaranteed that they would put me in one movie which would contain at least a minimum of 1 scene, which would pay me a minimum of $1,000 per month.
But they could, for instance, have given you 4 movies in 1 month. Would that
And then they would have had to pay me more.
This is a very poorly written contract. Do you have a lawyer?
Yes, I do.
Did your lawyer read over this contract?
Yes, he did.
Before you signed it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Yes, he did.
And advised you to sign it?
He said that it was a legal and binding agreement, being not very official looking or not, it still bound me to exclusive contract work with this company, and that I should honor it if I was going to choose to enter into it.
Anyway, I'm going to let you finish, and then I'm come back to you. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, basically, what I'm trying to bring out is our industry is very unique to itself. Okay, Kylie I'm sure, makes the lion's share of her income, not through making videos, but through her touring and her fan clubs and all the other type of work that she does. What the video does is keep her out in front of the public, okay, and working for Sin City, which is a very prestigious company. It adds that much more credibility to who she is and what she does. Kylie is at the top of the industry and dealing with a top company. At the time, it created a bunch of hoopla. She benefited greatly from the publicity. Right when she signed, we had a very large party honoring one of our movies, and we invited everyone from all over the world, all the press and everyone. And even though the party was honoring this movie, Kylie and some of the other girls who were under contract with us, were under this agreement with us, benefited greatly by it. Her picture was all over the magazines in this country.
So why didn't you use her?
What happened was, roughly about a month after the contract was signed, we had a trade show. And at that point, our company took a change of direction, and they put a new person in charge of production. And he's no longer there, by the way, but he was going off in a different step. We would have liked to use Kylie, but Kylie had obligations to dance and what have you.
Just a minute. About a month afterwards, you had a change of direction. What does
Right.
that mean? Explain that to me.
We had a change of personnel. We hired a fellow named Ed Powers, who's very big in this industry, to do our productions. And Ed was going to take the company in basically a little bit different direction. Okay. However,
Why? You keep saying that. What kind of different direction?
well, at the time we were doing a lot of features that were meant for Playboy and Spice Channel. Ed wanted to do stuff that was more reality-based type features, but we still would utilize Kylie if the conditions were correct. Kylie was.
What conditions?
If she was available, if it was there to be had. When I say if it was there to be had, no, if we lost communication for a period of a couple months, and it's not our job to hunt people down if they don't communicate. You know, if they're not there on us.
Well, do you have a phone number for her?
Yes.
Did you call her and say you have to come back? We have a film for you to do?
Not personally, no.
Did anybody that affiliated with you that you know of contact
I'm
her
not
within the
aware of
first
that.
month, second month, third month?
I'm sure there was some correspondence, but I'm not aware. I couldn't give you specific dates.
Did you
or
have
times.
any correspondence with them a month afterwards, 2 months afterwards, 3 months afterwards?
I called Mickey, I called several other people at Sin City Entertainment, trying to see when we were going to shoot a movie, when we were going to do some more projects together. I was anxious. Like Mickey had said, we'd done a lot of promotion. We had been pushing the fact that we were now working together, Sin City and Kylie, Ireland, and we were going to make big projects, and we'd done all this hoopla, and nothing was coming out of it.
Later on Judge Judy.
Adult film stars are not complete and total bimbos, that a lot of us do treat this very professionally and that it is a business, and although we may be having a lot of fun doing it, take us seriously.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Adult movie star Kylie Ireland claims producer Mickey Blank and his production company reneged on a deal to star her in 6 movies.
I kept calling and calling. If Mickey is trying to say that he had a hard time reaching me, that is physically impossible because I carry on my person all the time a 800 paging system. So Sin City can call me toll-free. It reaches anywhere in the United States, and it can get me at any time of the day. He also had my current home phone numbers as well as my cell phone numbers, so I was totally reachable. And one other thing I did do, and I still do this for my current company, I'm signed with a different company right now, VCA Pictures, is I make a schedule and I fax it to my employers each month, which lets them know when I'm scheduled to be dancing at this place or doing this bookstore signing.
Did you fax that to their company?
I have faxed copies of it to Mickey Blank, to Gigi Appleton, and to Mark.
We received one calendar that I'm aware of, and you were booked for the entire month.
I always send them in groups of 3 to 4, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, I was only aware, and I was there at the time. I only received one for 1 month, and you were booked for
How
the
many
month.
times did you have feature films during this 6-month agreement that you wanted to use her in?
Well, good question. Right after that time, I was changed to a different position.
So the answer is you don't know.
The answer is I don't know.
Well, she says that you only, according to her, contacted her once. And that was towards the end of the 6-month period. So she's giving you that. Now, why didn't you do that film?
Because they gave me 1 day's notice, Your Honor.
Do you know about that, sir?
Yes, I didn't know it was 1 day's notice, but I do know that there was some correspondence, and Kylie expressed that she was upset with the situation. So we kind of said, well, we have work for you. Would you like to do this?
Tomorrow.
I don't think it was 1 day.
In the contract, Your Honor, it states that I'm supposed to be offered first choice of the pick of the best of the movies, and they never called me, and I feel that them calling me 1 day before the project was to be shot is not only very unprofessional, even in the adult industry, but it was well, shocking for one, but I think I was a replacement more than given the first choice.
Let me ask you this, sir. what I'm hearing is that shortly after you signed the plaintiff to this agreement, and it is loosely written, it is a contract, and it says you're going to use her 6 months with an option really for another 6 months. You'll come back after 6 months, but for that 6-month period, she was supposed to work 6 films.
Right.
And I gather from what you're telling me, shortly after you signed this contract with her, your company hired and then took on a different direction from being films that were made for like Playboy Channel. You were going into reality. Do you know what that? I'm not going to go into that.
Right. Well, reality-based.
This is a family court.
Right.
Reality.
Right.
And then that person is no longer with your company. Is that right?
That's correct.
So that for that 6-month period, am I to assume that Sin City Productions was sort of in a state of flux?
Not exactly. When I say we took a different course, we still made features. We still had films we were putting out each month that we could have possibly utilized Kylie in.
Well, then why didn't you?
What transpired was we lost the communication.
Well, but you don't know that, sir. You can't tell me. She sounds like a, listen, she may be the star of adult films. Sounds to me she's the star of adult films who has a very organized business sense.
Yes, she does.
Right?
Thank you.
This to her is a business.
Absolutely.
She's got an 800-pager so people can reach her all the time. She faxes, and I believe her when she says that. She faxes her schedule to the production company so that you know where she is at all times. So she's not some airhead.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
We make it sound like Sin City wouldn't have benefited anything from having me under contract, though, and that amuses me.
Oh, don't
my
get me wrong.
movies sell very well, and you guys would have made a lot of money.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Filmmaker Mickey Blank says he couldn't honor a deal to star actress Kylie Ireland in 6 sex films because he couldn't find her.
If you were making feature films, is it because this new person that you had decided that he didn't want to use this particular talent, that he wanted to use some other kinds of talents to make these reality movies?
Well, yes and no.
Well, even if it's partially yes, you're stuck.
Okay, well, let me clarify what I'm saying, okay?
Okay.
First of all, I do agree with you. Kylie is not an airhead by any means whatsoever.
Absolutely not.
She's highly successful, and she's at the top of her field, and deservingly so. But we feel it's not our job to track a star down. We make an agreement to make movies, okay?
What, are you supposed to check in with you every day?
No, let me finish my sentence, please.
Yeah.
Often I did.
Okay. Well, what we do is, okay, one schedule I did receive, okay, was booked for the month. Okay, the following month, I can't say firsthand that I saw any kind of schedule fax whatsoever. To my knowledge, it wasn't, because I did have communication with the fellow who was in charge of production.
Well, if you had communication with the person who was in charge of production, I'm going to let you offer this one piece of hearsay, sir. How many times, and I think you're an honest person, how many times were you told that they tried to reach the plaintiff to do a film and could not?
I don't have an answer for that.
That's the issue. It would seem to me, and I'm a lay person, this is not my industry, this industry, or theatrical industry, but it just seems from a common sense perspective. I am a producer. I have a film that I want to produce. I have a talent that I want to utilize. I pick up the phone and I call that talent, either at a home or at a 1-800 number that she has so she can be beeped all over the place, and I say, I have a film that I want you to do next week, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, right? It would seem to me that the talent doesn't call you periodically because she might miss an opportunity. If the responsibility was hers and she, for instance, called you every 2 weeks, well, it was the odd week that the opportunity arose, and you're suggesting that she is to be penalized for that. No. It's the person who is producing these films who picks up the phone and says, I got a film, want you to do it, can you do it? And you can't tell me that anybody called her and said that, with the exception of this one time. The end of the contract. Am I correct?
Well, not since the beginning of the contract, also.
Well, I believe her.
Can I read you something?
Sure.
I brought along some of the magazines that covered the whole signing of the contract girls to Sin City. Most of them are AVN Magazine, the Adult Video News.
No, you don't have to read them to me. I have one question for you. Don't read them to
Are
me.
you
As
sure?
a matter of fact, I'm absolutely positive.
Okay.
Because they're really not relevant to this contract. I mean, I understand.
There's just a quote in there from Mickey Blank that I think you would find quite amusing.
Well, what does he say? All right. Just
Twist your arm.
one quote. I'm always pleased to be amused.
It's called Ashley and Ireland Take Up Residence in Sin City. Mickey Blank, the general manager and self-described honcho of Sin City, couldn't be happier. In a move which he calls both fortuitous and a reflection of our new, more upscale image, the company has signed super starlets Caitlin Ashley and Kylie Ireland to exclusive one-year contracts. We're very fortunate to have two of today's biggest stars working for us, says Blank. The girls were looking to sign exclusive deals, and we were looking to do the same. The timing was just right for everyone.
So why do you think you weren't called?
Your Honor, I really have no idea. That's why I'm standing here today.
Was the other gal who signed this kind of contract used during that 6-month period?
Neither of the other two girls were used, and one of the girls did take the case to court, and right as she says, as she was walking out the door, Sin City called her up and called her to the offices to go make a deal. The other girl just blew it off, which is what many girls in our industry do, which is very upsetting to me, and which is why I'm actually taking the steps to stand up for the little people, I guess you could say.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Blank, I understand that what happened to you was a change in company direction. Whether you had control over that direction, I'm not sure, but it's your company, so you're the one who's got the deep pockets. It seems clear to me that you did not comply with the terms of the agreement that you made with the plaintiff, with the possible exception of that one final film, because it doesn't say that you'd be given a certain amount of notice. However, your contract provides for 6 films over a 6-month period, which is $6,000. The limit of this court is $5,000. So even if we deduct the $1,000 for that one particular film that was offered to you and you rejected, that brings you down to $5,000, which is really what you're suing for. I believe you're entitled to that under this breach of contract, and I'm awarding $5,000 to the plaintiff. Thank you.
Thank you, Your
Parties
Honor.
are excused. You may step out. Back door to your right, please.
And on the next Judge Judy.
Well, of course, I'm extremely happy, and I feel like even though this is just me, one small adult film star, I have made a step toward making right what so many adult producers and directors and companies have done wrong to the girls for so long. And I'm very happy that she has seen things my way and that has awarded me.
Well, I'm a little disappointed because I feel Kylie greatly benefited through publicity and many benefits when we signed the contract. And as I stated in court, you know, her income is not determined by the videos she does, it's by her dancing, her fan clubs, all the other work that she does. And it's quite standard that these things don't hold up according to the way they are. And I'm just a little disappointed the judge couldn't see our way. If you look at it, anything that's never 100% one way or the other. There's a lot of gray matter in between. And I think that gray area is where this case should have landed.
You really make it sound like Sin City wouldn't have benefited anything from having me under contract, though, and that amuses me.
Oh, don't
my
get me wrong.
movies sell very well, and you guys have made a lot of money.
I put you under contract personally because I know you're a benefit. You're a top star. We think you're excellent. However, I think that we have a lot to offer you as well. And
it's too bad that it didn't work out that way. I do want everyone to realize that adult film stars are not complete and total bimbos, that a lot of us do treat this very professionally and that it is a business. And although we may be having a lot of fun doing it, take us seriously. I'm glad that after a whole year we have finally managed to muck through this whole situation and finally get things settled, and I hope there's no hard feelings.
I wish you lots of luck.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure doing it. It's a business doing pleasure.
ये देखिए आ चुके हैं अभी छत के ऊपर में, और यहाँ पे देखो कितना सारा पौधा है, आम है। यहाँ से मेरा भाई आपको इस लाइक टूर देंगे। लो भाई दिखाओ मेरा चेहरा, ये मैं दिखा दो, टूर दे दो। और ये है आम का पेड़ जो अभी कटा हुआ है, अब इसमें आम आएगा। और ये सब अभी छत के ऊपर हुआ है। पोई पत्ता है, पोई पत्ता। हाँ, पोई पत्ता कहाँ से है? ये देखो गुलाब का, गुलाब नहीं, जवा फूल, आम गाछ। ये देखो इसमें भी आम लगा है, छत के ऊपर है गाइस, छत के ऊपर। और ये हमारा मंदिर, ये बेल का गाछ, ये आम का पेड़, ये भी आम का पेड़, हड़बड़ी में नहीं, ये भी आम का पेड़ है। ये सारे पूरे आम के पेड़ है। ये देखो और मैं हूँ
मुझे देख ही पा रहे हो तुम। देखो ये हमारा छत, ये भी आम का पेड़, ये भी आम का पेड़, इसमें भी आम लगे हुए हैं बहुत सारे। अब की जैसे देख सकते हो मैं हूँ, भैया है, बड़े भैया। और भाई क्या है क्या चाहिए तुमको जिंदगी में? सीनरी उधर है। फिर बंद नहीं हुआ ना, 2 मिनट उधर दिखाओ, सूरज को दिखाओ। बहुत गर्मी है गाइस, 40 डिग्री।
इसको देखो गाइस,
बहुत गर्मी।
दिमाग कान से चूना डाल दिया अंदर माथा में। हरकत देखो गाइस,
कान से चूना डाला गाइस। कान देखो सादा हो गया है। बच्चे लोग खेल होगा ना,
दिखा देगा क्या दूर से। लोग आए, सब लोग एंजॉय करो सीनरी को। चलते चलते में लेना कितना
बाइक की जल्दी जल्दी मिलेंगे जाने टाइम।
हवा से गिर गया।
ठीक है, कितना 5 मिनट का हुआ? चिल लिखा ना, चिल लिखा। ऊपर करो कैमरा, चिल तो ऊपर है।
चिल चल गई।
चिल चली गया, चिल मिला।
चलो गाइस, आज का ब्लॉग के लिए इतना ही। मिलते हैं कल। टाटा कर दो भाई,
मिलेंगे।
सब्सक्राइब कर देना बोल दो।
लाइक, सब्सक्राइब, शेयर, कमेंट ठोक ठोक के। अच्छा लगा तो। हेलो गाइस, देखो ये आम का पेड़, ये भी आम का पेड़ है। देखो इसमें आम भी लगा है। ये नींबू का पेड़ है। कटहल का। हो गया।
10-15 मिनट लगेगा।
हाँ, जब बैठ के रहेंगे तब बोलना।
बोलते रहे।
देखो ये आम का पेड़, ये नींबू का पेड़ है, और ये घास, और ये है सीढ़ी, और ये है छत। आपने कभी देखा नहीं होगा, देख लो, दिखा रहे। छत पे देखा है आम का गाछ, नींबू का गाछ। ये देखो नींबू लगा है इसमें, देखा है कभी? ये देखो 4 ताला में हम लोग, गाड़ी जा रहा। अभी और दिखा रहे। एलोवेरा कहाँ चाहिए? एलोवेरा, एबड़ा लेबड़ा, समझ रहे हो ना? ये एलोवेरा का पेड़, ये नींबू का पेड़ छत के ऊपर, ये भी नींबू का पेड़, ये भी नींबू का पेड़। हेलो गाइस, देखो आज गांव से पानी डाल रहे हैं। नहीं होगा